My name is Brent Railey. I'm with Chevron Phillips. I'm the Chief Data and Analytics Officer there. I got to form the first data science team for CP Chem. And then this year, they formed everything into one organization with data science, data engineering, and traditional business intelligence and analytics into one group. And I got the privilege to lead that group. When the buzz around generative AI came out, we were pretty much forced to put together a team to identify our approach to generative AI. And that team included legal and intellectual property, and included IT security, and included digital workplace, data science, data engineering, analytics. Our main function first was to educate our leadership team on the technology, help them cut through the hype. But we want to cut through the hype and give them a realistic picture of what the capabilities of these things are. It's going to help us do things that were extremely difficult to do before, but it's not, a magic pill.
What are some use cases you're exploring or implementing at Chevron Phillips Chemical Company with LLMs?
So the use cases we're exploring, they're going to be very typical. Virtual agents on specific topics, for example, that are better than what traditional chatbot type technologies could offer. But we're also looking at it in the RPA space. And so things like data processing, where you have really unpredictable, unstructured information inside of a document of some sort of PDF, and you're wanting to impose structure on it, but there's too much variation in the source material to write code to do that. Mm-hmm. A tool like this can help us put that structure on there and extract more information out of that unstructured data and help us do more with that market intelligence that we get, or just internal documentation, and do more predictive analytics around that.
So as you develop these LLMs, what are your thoughts on bias and fairness and transparency as they're being developed?
We are definitely going to exploit provided models like DALL-E from Databricks or GPT from OpenAI. But bias is a pretty rich question. And it's funny because that word bias has multiple meanings. And with language models, you have the data science version of bias, which has a very explicit technical definition. And then you've got the colloquial understanding of bias, and they kind of converge with large language models. So our approach is to focus on user training and helping them understand that that's a behavior of the model, help them understand how to prompt, and provide a lot of real-world examples for them to follow on that. And as well as advise them from a research standpoint, this should not be your source of truth.
Nice. And for these generative AI, are you looking to build it on some of your own data sets, like your list of chemicals, your list of suppliers?
We have massive amounts of documentations and operations manuals. The main things that we're going after is figuring out how to go after the manuals, or a virtual assistant surrounding something that's lower risk to start out with. We've done some testing. That's one of the challenges is, okay, if we build an app with these models, how do we test this? When you have an open-ended interface with the user, how do we harden it so that it stays on topic the best it can and it doesn't answer or do things that we don't want it to do?
Nice. And how do you view governance just in general for all of your data and AI?
Since we're a very strong self-service shop at our company, we need solid, scalable platforms to serve data to our customers. That's why we're a Databricks customer. We've had a lot of success doing that. The features with Unity Catalog are really amping up our ability to do that. So from a policy and governance standpoint, we just wrapped up our generative AI policy. And the focus of that is pretty much setting what is appropriate use, understanding what the risks are, and making sure that you have a way to test and account for those risks. It's about productivity enhancement. And then traceability, tractability.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Ari, it's a pleasure.